physical horrors of Camorra behind them. A long and arduous journey, possible only with the help of a Xenos guide lay ahead for the rogue trader and his party. From one strange destination to the next, through unknowable environments, the mere sight of which could drive one to madness.
Wait, that's the Solitaire.
Despite the challenges, they managed to escape the labyrinthian webway and find their way back home.
What? A poorly shaved commoner in worn coveralls eyes you with suspicion. He is clutching an autogun that looks like it's one careless reload away from falling apart. The man narrows his eyes and inquires, "Oi, who are you lot? You're not bandits, are you?" Upon noticing a non-human in your retinue, the old man grimaces with contempt and clutches the aquila hanging around his neck, and churning around with inhuman scum no less. "Begone, you larky freak! I compel you with Saint Cognatius' name, with Saint Nicomedes Caphis' name, with Saint Bruce's name." Cast a wary eye over the commoner and inquires quietly, "Is this monkey possessed or simply mad?" I'm the master of this planet, Hyperstain for Valencius, and I require something of you. Damn it. The man furrows his shaggy eyebrows and pokes his travesty of a firearm in your direction. Trying to pull a fast one on me, eh? Like his lordship gonna go wandering about this here swamp. Gah, Emperor Almighty. The man squints his weak eyes and finally realizes who is standing before him. He collapses to his knees with a whining grimace and wails, "Blessed throne, mercy, your lordship, have mercy. Blast that old eye didn't recognize you. I'm just lowborn, small, humble man. I only ever seen your lustrous visages on the holy icons in the temples of the capital." So who are you? "I'm a scout, your lordship. I wander the woods, I test the soil." Taking great care, the old man reaches into his sack and pulls out a scratched auspex with a long spike wrapped in a muddy rag. "The tech priest told me once 1,000 steps you have walked. Thrust the mystical probe into the soil, say a prayer, and then press the smaragdine seal. Offer 3 prayers to the emperor, and press the ruby seal. Thus will the probe test the land and tell you what minerals dwell therein." Oh, okay. What do the people of Janus say about my abduction? The man gives you a puzzled look. "What's that? Did some marauder abduct you? Who could perpetrate such villainy? Stealing his lordship, the nerve. We ain't heard nothing here on old Janus. How are things on the colony?" "I won't shame myself by complaining. We live, thank be to the god emperor and your lordship. We pray for your health every day. The Chem princes collect tithes, flog troublemakers, protect us from bandits, and don't fight much among themselves. All's well." His expression darkens. "There's this plague going around Janus, though. Makes your hair fall out, your skin go pale, and your voices disappear. Turns average emperor-fearing people into right freaks, scums of humanity. We call them folk like that wretches. Scary to look at. Better to put them all down. Well, we do, little by little, with poison." Is the governor well?" "Can't say I had the foggiest. We've never even heard of the governor's name, and it still beats living under that accursed heretic who stands out the bloodsucker. I need a shuttle and some means of contacting astropathic choir so I can summon my void ship here. In a jiffy, your lordship. Please be welcome to our flying ferry. It's right over yonder, in the bush. It's also where our expedition Vox Wizards is staying." Ezekiel shoots you a keen look and asks quickly, "Will your capital offer protection? I do not wish to be changing one prison for another." The old man glances at the Farseer suspiciously. Will that there chatty mug be flying to the capital with your lordship? He is an awful big mouth. He looks like trouble." Yeah. Let's not piss your lid off." With a frowning grimace, the commoner bows and mutters under his breath, "Oh, this old net. Well, with guests like these, better grab them by the floppers and to the fire. Burn them all right quick." High Factorum Janus Dunrock, the high-ranking officer, beams with genuine happiness. Dunrock steps forward and solemnly says, "Welcome to the bridge. Lord Captain, like the rest of the crew, we are overjoyed by your return and thank the Emperor for it." The crew stares in awe and terror at the giant towering over the crowds. Some make the sign of Aquila on their chests, others collapse to their knees with a prayer to the God Emperor on their lips. This wave of pious shock does not seem to discompose Ulfar in the slightest. He just chuckles into his beard and glances around curiously. Arzai's presence alone is enough to elicit sighs of dismay and whispers from the crowd. Drakari ignores all monkey reactions to his persons and surveys the ship's bridge, examining every detail with an ostentatiously businesslike interest. His markingly casual posture is belied by a subtle and unusual tension in his body. Heinrich von Kallax approaches. He is not looking his best. It seems that he has riot slept in quite a while. Lord Captain, allow me to express how glad I am to have you rejoin us, alive and unharmed. Lord Captain, I'm so glad to see you. I nearly lost it when you up and disappeared on me. I was getting by on stimulants and recap. I barely slept. I could keep listening to the whispers for any clue on how to find you. The only other time I felt so powerless was when Lady Theodora... She stops. Pardon me, Lord Captain. I'm talking nonsense. First off, how much do you know about my abduction? Not much, Lord Captain. All contact with your party was lost shortly after the supposed pirates boarded the ship and abducted your companion's kinspeople. We immediately sent shuttles with boarding parties to your aid, but we did not find anyone on the ship save for the crew, who had all either been butchered or driven insane. Heinrich's gaze is focused on Yurlin. His eyes burn with undisguised hatred and a promise. Yurlin's expression is inscrutable, but her eyes are turned to you and you only. Since your lordship bodies was never recovered, we hope against hope that you were still alive. Alas, even our most alert auger operators never spotted anything suspicious, and thus our ignominious failure puts you in dire peril. Heinrich's gaze, tense and almost desperate, is focused on you, but he says nothing, for now at least. Dare we inquire what happened to your lordship? My loyal servants, the cursed Xenos tried to take your leader from you, but their plan has failed. I'm once again with you. Are you with me? Death to the enemies of House von Valancius. Show us the culprits, and we'll tear the heads off a lot of them and stack them next to your throne, Lord Captain. The furious officer grabs their weapons, as if eager to crush the foes who dare breach the sanctity of your person right here and now. This is so touching. Balthazar's voice is laced with venom. Where's my ship all this time? At the Officers' Council, we decided to take the ship to Footfall, where one can hear the gossip of the entire expanse. Our agents tirelessly searched for your information about your lordship. Had we heard even a whisper of where you were imprisoned, we would have immediately launched a rescue expedition. While you were away, Lord Captain, we took every effort to find you. The result in a number of modifications to the ship that have significantly upgraded it. Thanks to a favorable deal made by the esteemed High Factorum, the ship is now equipped with state-of-the-art auger system and direction finders from Kiavagama. Okay? This is quite enough fawning and fussing. I wish to return to my duties immediately. The group of servitors suddenly stirs, their movements frighteningly identical even for automatons. They stare at you and say in perfect unison, "Hello, Nomos have come to welcome you back. We sense that a great deed has been done, a vivid imprint on existence. You did something very important. What was it?" Let's do this. One day they will all fall before the sacred flame. For now, we can be satisfied with having enemies of terror destroy one another. Did Nomos say it correctly? The servitor chorus, which sounds as a single voice, falls silent. Nomos appears to be waiting for your response in eager anticipation. I'm glad you're learning to understand me, Nomos. After a long pause, the servitor chorus responds with unexpected forcefulness. Nomos are glad to. We must go now. We will come back to speak with you later. Another pause follows, so long that the silence becomes more piercing than a scream. Then the servitors finally break it. We're glad to see order restored and the head of the dynasty resume his reign. We were concerned about you and your well-being. One can detect with the naked eye that the movement when Nomos leaves the bridge. The servitors stop moving in sync and slowly shuffle off to their post. Okay, then Rock adjusts his jacket before addressing you. Now then, Lord Captain, shall we get to business? We have a number of items to go over. Oh crap. The expanse is in flames, your lordship. Squadrons of smaller groups of despicable Drukhari raided our systems. The call of the final dawn has emerged in full force, wreaking havoc everywhere. We heard the rumors of the fall of Sentinel Bride, House Corda's world, an outrageous sacrilege given how abundant and inexpensive promethium is there. Strife has broken out between House Winterscale and House Corda. Chaos reigns everywhere. Only the esteemed Lord Inquisitor is trying to fight it, concentrating all available forces at Footfall to tighten them into a fist to smash the rampaging heretics and Xenos vermin. What kind of Xenos? Drukhari, your lordship. Their squadrons, both large and small, are invading the expanse, unleashing carnage on planets, taking captives by the thousands and attacking ships. It is as if something has poked their nest, if you will, and now they're lashing out. How fares the world of my dynasty? The heretics' malicious acts makes it difficult to maintain astropathic contact with the colonies. The cult of the final dawn strikes everywhere, and their sleeper agents are active on every planet. On Viabos 6, a mutiny was crushed after a group of newly arrived prisoners succumbed to blasphemous propaganda, but other worlds stand firm against the onslaught of the enemies of humanity and do not succumb to the pernicious influence. So Kalkazar's leading the defense? Exactly. The esteemed Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar declared himself Commandant of the Coronic Expanse and issued orders to requisition troops. He made Footfall his base of operations as it was the most logically convenient point. From there, his fleet strikes throughout the expanse, destroying the forces of the cult of the Final Dawn and under Drukhari. He may be all that currently stands in the way of the expanse being turned into ashes. When heretics lay siege to Euphrates II, a hollowed forge of the Cognizant's fleet, the Lord Inquisitor sends an enormous force. Now they and the Explorator squadrons recalled from the front lines stand together against the heretics in the battle for the sacred planet. What's the problem between Insignia and Caligos? When the esteemed Lord Inquisitor called upon the rogue trader to join his forces, the Ladyship Corda heeded the summons, while Caligos ignored it. Rumor has it that his refusal was defiant in manner, and served as a pretext for Lady Corda to declare war on House Winterscale. Winterscale ships are being hunted hunted and his worlds occupied under the pretense of compelling them to submit to the Imperial Creed. Surprisingly, for all his love of fighting, Winterscale is in no hurry to defend his domain. According to intercepted astropathic messages, he and his retinue are currently on What's a Tamer hunting down Xenos fleet, Aldari, by all appearances. So Winterscale's realms are burning, getting, subjugated by Corda, and he's basically out hunting for sport. Either this dude is just ridiculously stupid or something's wrong. Is there anything else I should know? Victorum lowers his head in thought. There have been other minor developments, if you so wish. I will gladly bring you up to speed on the bridge. Will not want them to take any time away from this occasion. Thank you. Report received. Lord Captain. Abelard bows his head. Allow me to make a request, a personal one. While you're away, Zachary Weiss received an astropathic message from Nargonis. Concerns my family. The Wasarians has been accused of betraying House of Valancius. How is this possible? I cannot comprehend it. The Seneschal shakes his head ruefully. The Wasarians have served the Rogue Trader dynasty loyally for generations. This is hard to admit, but I'm simply crushed by the news. The accusations were leveled on behalf of the drive stems, the governor's family. Under normal circumstances, the investigation would not have required your involvement, and my entire family would have been. But being of noble stock, the Wasarians are entitled under an ancient custom to petition for a Rogue Trader personal protection once in a generation. Your personal protection, Lord Captain. Abelard raises his eyes at you. Do not deny us that honor, I implore you. Abelard, what if your family is guilty? Then the traitors will accept their due punishment. I have never relied on my position as an immunity guarantee, and I will not even try to sway your decision, as long as it is fair and balanced. Okay. Tell them to send a message to Nargonis. I'll be personally taking part in the investigation. Abelard breathes a sigh of relief and seems to grow an inch or two taller. Will do, Lord Captain. Wait. Oh. Edora hardly interest the studies. Sniffling and hunching her shoulders, she looks haggard, and there are bags under her eyes. Her hair are disheveled, and her hands quiver slightly every few moments. With some effort, she focuses her eyes on you and forces a crooked smile. Thank you for agreeing to hear me out, Lord Captain. Here's the deal. After all that happened recently, the voices in my head suddenly flared up and started gabbling worse than before. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm handling them just fine, but I think I know of a way I can get them to settle down a bit. I keep having the same vision over and over again. I walk down a corridor, and there is a door at the end. And I just know that right behind that door is blissful silence. All I got to do is reach out and open it. So I touch it with my fingers. I can feel the cold, rough steel, and then I suddenly snap out of it and always find myself staring at a wall in some compartment or another. I look behind me and all the doors on the way are open, but I have no memory of how I got there. Lord Captain, I'll cut to the chase. Please help me find that door. I'm not joking. This is a matter of life and death. My gut's telling me I'm my last chance to deal with my powers, and if I don't, she trails off. Before I make my decision, I have a question to ask you. Absolutely, Lord Captain. You know that's okay. Does your vision contain any clue on where to start looking? Vague ones, as usual. I think I can hear the muffled cries of some weird birds, and my head is sweating like it's somewhere hot, as I'm surrounded by rockweed, your everyday Imperium stuff, except it reeks of burned flesh, fried cables, and chemicals. Chemicals. Janus? Sorry, that about it. Nothing more concrete, but I think we get close enough, I'll sense it immediately. Is the door you described similar to the door your whispers came from? Well, I don't know. It feels different. The one from the visions feels very, I don't know, real? I can even touch it. It's definitely not an illusion. It really does exist somewhere. And trust me, neither of us want to open the other door, the whispering one. What if it's a trap? No way, it can't be. Whatever, I'll go alone if you like. Just please help me get there. I have no more questions. Okay, fine. Some of the darkness in Idra's eyes clears, and her smile widens slightly. Thank you, Lord Captain. I know you won't leave me in a bind. As soon as I sense we're close, I'll let you know right away. Jay? The Exalted One blesses the House of Von Valancius for your largesse of spirit, Shireen, and thank you for deigning to speak with me. Jane's turns unusually hesitant, now tentatively choosing the words that only a moment ago rolled off her tongue in an uninterrupted cascade. Here's the thing, Shireen. My network of trade representatives has been stretched a little too thin recently, like a saffron dress on a whore. Supplies are all over the place, orders aren't being filled, clients are kicking off, and not without reason, and revenues plummeting. And if that wasn't bad enough, my guys running things from Footfall has been incommunicado recently, and an astropathic message has finally come in to tell me why some Ashmak or Ashmaks, thrown smite them, has captured my gang, and they are threatening to kill every last one of those hard grafting whelps if I don't do what they want. And they only want one thing. My Mercatum Tabula Officiae in exchange for my gang's lives. Jace tosses her thick mane of hair and grits her teeth, looking more vicious than you have ever seen her. But I'm not giving up my certificate for anything, and nor am I going to leave my guys high and dry. That's why I'm begging for your help and protection, Shireen. If I have to step into a cage of hyenas, I'd rather do it with a lion at my side. Telemann did not say who sent the message. Shireen, you know yourself that all this astropathic chit-chat is nothing but a stream of images, thoughts, intentions, nothing concrete, but I don't need the name of the sender. I already know it. I can smell Falco's stench all over this, or else it's Vladam's doing, and that's just damn Ashmak style. As you take him. It could be a bluff. It could, Shireen, but I've been missing the familiar snatch of the docks, and darling Aki and her bar, and even the stony gaze of the exalted one that watches you over whenever you are on footfall. I'm homesick, you see. The tender smile vanishes from Jay's face, leaving a nakedly bleak expression behind. The exalted one helps those who help themselves, Shireen, and I do not want to risk the lives of my people. Okay, when we reach footfall, I'll help you with your problem. I look forward to that day, Shireen, and praise be to the exalted one for bestowing such a miserly portion of hoggy indifference upon your heart. I was Dane. I must give you a curt and not a greeting. I apologize for barging in unannounced. I received news that I must discuss with you face to face. You may recall that I mentioned that Achilles, Heinrich's paused before continuing, that Achilles' calendar was transferred into my remit by a colleague. The colleague in question has contacted me. She requires my immediate assistance. Who is this colleague? Heinrich hesitated for a moment before answering. Emilina Leichenhardt, sage to the Lord Inquisitor. Okay, he's actually kind of getting late for me. I feel the mention Kalgazar has other agents. Let's do this. I didn't fail to mention it. I deliberately concealed the information. Diverging the location of the Inquisition's agents could threaten not only the acolytes themselves, but also the results of their endeavors. Okay, fine. Emelina's message is incomplete and distorted. It is impossible to make sense of every word. The only thing we know for certain is that an acolyte of the Inquisition is asking me to go immediately to Baton 4, a remote planet. In her message, she seems to be requesting either military support or help with an evacuation. Whatever precipitated this request, Emelina would not make it if it weren't absolutely necessary. I know Rogue Trader has more than enough other matters to deal with. Nevertheless, I would like to officially request the Lord Captain's assistance in dealing with this issue. Heinrich inclines his head. I have no authority to demand anything from House of Valancius, therefore I am confining myself to a request, for the sake of the Chronotic's humanity and the Imperium. Sure. Thank you, Lord Captain. I am confident that this minor deviation from our primary course will help to stem the spread of anarchy in the Chronotic's expanse, if only slightly. At the very least, we won't be outflanked. I've already spoken to the navigation crew and provided them with the coordinates of Photon 4. We will set a course for it as soon as we give the order. Okay, what's this? Enough, Xenos. Justice will be done, one way or the other. Heinrich's voice dripped with venom. Consider all you like, heretic spawn, but you will never leave the ship unscathed. The bridge is enveloped in unusual silence. The officers on duty are huddling in the corners, looking on curiously as to what is transpiring in the center. Heinrich, what punishment awaits him who fails to realize his own acolyte was a traitor? Upon hearing the words, the interrogator stiffens and his grit his teeth in anger. Achilles died after receiving due punishment. Even if it's not at the hands of the Inquisition, I will hear no more about it. Catching sight of you, the curious crew members dash to their posts, leaving only the senior officers in the middle of the bridge. For how long are you going to tolerate this filth on your ship, Hypostane? This foul traitor who has already dragged you into the darkness once, and who almost left your protectorate without its sovereign. Rogue traitor. Heinrich's voice makes your blood run cold. Has Aldari heresy clouded your judgment? Treachery always means death, either for the traitor or for the one betrayed. You almost died in Comrade. Your retinue. You know what become of them. Is it not a high time to justice be done? Those present not worthlessly, but do not dare to interfere. Now this is a fine spectacle, and a human gets what she deserves. Let us go watch and laugh. Your wonderful path has led you into a rather thorny situation, because you refused to beg for mercy in Kamara, and now you will have to lick the boots of Monkey. Silence, Xenos. Your turn will come. Viola does not react to the curses being slung at her with the imperturbable expression. She watches the crowd before, and she turns her gaze towards you. Okay, I still want her to be with me. So let's do this. I decided last early, and now the Esariani will walk on her hind legs before the monkey. I'm glad I decided to drop by to see what all the fuss is about. Viola's face contort with a mix of emotion, from anger and hatred to dejection and despair, but soon she mustered her courage and, in a stilted, barely audible voice, say, "My words will not heal the wounds on your bodies, and still, I regret what you have to endure because of me. Words will not fix what has been done." The interrogator grasps his weapon, but he hesitates, shifting his intense gaze from you to the Xenos and then back. Xenos apologized rings hollow, and there's neither repentance nor truth in him. Aye. This disappointment by the outcome confrontation, okay? They will forgive you, not all of them, and not right away. Are you alright? The other shrugs uncertainly. Your monkey have had it worse. I will live, and the words of my soul will eventually heal. Wounds of my soul will eventually heal. They will too, but their souls will forever bleed painful memories. They will forgive you. Not all of them, not right away, but they will. Stop it. You cannot believe that, Alantar. I do not need words of comfort. The words of those monkeys do not touch my soul. Only your thoughts matter. Yours and mine. Do you really not care about what happened, or you're trying to conceal your true feelings again? I'm sorry. Sorry that my mistake led everyone along the path of the dark seas. I can see their pain and rage. I understand, but words and pity will not help them. Only time, and perhaps revenge, which will dull their pain for a little while, but you have taken away their chances of revenge, Alantar, and now all we can do now is wait. It's time to get back to work. Your lit nods and gestures elegantly before leaving. Until we meet again, Alan. May the darkness scatter into a myriad of new stars before you. Okay. Man, that was long. And with that comes the end of this episode, because it is extremely late for me. So thank you all very much for watching. And what can I say? Okay, I will say this. The fight with Ymiris, that's a load of bull. Okay? I don't know how Owlcat made... who playtested that section, but... yeah. That was basically impossible. What else? Oh yeah, I hope I didn't mess up Urlit's romance. I hope. But hey, time will tell. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys at Gales next time, because I need my sleep. Ciao.